Okay, manifestation. I don't believe in manifestation. What does that mean? Does that mean we have no free will? Does that mean we have no ability to create our realities? No, that's not how I think of it. I just see it in a different way. I loved what Evan was saying today about manifestation being interwoven with the physical realm. So here's how I see it. I was given this information the other day. There's a lot of magic that happened around Christmas time for me, interdimensional exchanges and channelings and magic. And one of the messages that I channeled, let me get some water, hang on. Stay hydrated, everyone. One of the messages that I channeled was these words: what you feel is real. What you feel what you feel is real is what they said. And the way that I understood this is that we have so much power as creators. And because we live in a system that is mostly praising physical reality and logic, we miss out on the true powers of manifestation, which are connected to our heart. Our true powers of manifestation are connected to our internal knowing, which is our heart, which is our compass for joy. The way that I see, I've drawn this before. I don't think I need to draw it again. Sometimes I like to bust out the Microsoft Paint. But the way I see, I'm going to bust out the Microsoft Paint. Hang on. You guys love when I do this anyways. MS Paint, my MS Paint skills are like... Okay, let's say that this is you. I've drawn this before. So you are this circle, right? And everything that you hope and dream and pray for and wish to be is over here. And the problem is that we live in a society which dotted lines. Okay, our society, I'm going to just draw it. Because Earth is very dense and very dark, this is where we have most of Earth reality. And this is across time, okay? So this is where the majority of Earth's vibration has been, in this dense vibratory place. So let's say that you're born here as a baby, and this is across your whole life. And this is just what this represents is an alignment. This is like your desire for your future. So if you lived in a perfect reality, you would just march along this perfect path. This is your path of joy. This is exactly what this is where you get every reward, and you can see the divinity and everything, and it's easy and fun. Unfortunately, since we live on Earth, we oftentimes start up here, and our parents and everything, our societal programming, expectations of reality, end up dragging us down. So we end up in this. And then you're like, oh, well, I guess that I can get a job I don't really like. I guess I can like date somebody who treats me bad, and then these things, they resemble this ultimate reality, but they're not necessarily the highest. So you hit this, you're like, oh, okay, you hit this, but you're always kind of left longing for something else. You're left in lack, and then there's trauma and drama and pain, and then you're just kind of like stuck in this earth frequency. This is how it used to be, because it was very, 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 very difficult, if not impossible, to avoid getting sucked into third dimensional reality. I believe we are entering into what people call in the New Age community the fifth dimension. Whether or not that is a effective or accurate way to describe it doesn't matter to me. What I believe is that fundamentally the structure by which Earth energy is operating is shifting from greed-based to authentic-based. I think we were in a matrix reality of pain, and I think that this dense vibratory energy of pain is going to be lifted and no longer the fundamental aspect of support. So if you are on the spiritual path, if you know how to listen to your true heart, it is going to be much easier for you to follow along on this path of your true heart's joy to the true rewards that you deserve. This is true fulfillment. This could be true love. This could be your true heart's work. This could be everything you've ever wanted, everything you long for. The longing that you have in your heart is your understanding that this ideal exists. When you feel a longing for something better and something deeper, is because you have the blueprint for your perfectly aligned energy to be rewarding you. This is a complex topic. There's a lot of different aspects to it. But we're going to focus today on now that this dense vibratory energy, it's still going to exist. If you want to be full of pain and drama and hold on to grudges and all of that, you can still, there's the choice. This is where free will comes in. There's the choice to exist in this dense reality. But now it's no longer the fundamental aspect of reality. You can choose now. You have a true choice. Now it's no longer impossible to ride this wave of enlightenment and of true fulfillment. In 2020, we're going to see that this is much easier to do. I've made a few videos, talking last year about these portals into 5D reality and what that means. In order to be on this path of true fulfillment, you have to let go of fear and pain and judgment. You have to find unconditional love for yourself and others. That's essential. That is required. If you have grudges that you've been holding on to, it doesn't mean you can't set boundaries. Boundaries are holy. But if you have grudges that you're holding on to, if you're angry with someone, you have to try to figure out why they did what they did. You have to try to empathize. You have to find unconditional love, even if you never tell them. It's not about necessarily healing your relationships with people. That's not always possible, and that's okay. It's good to do if you can, because it does a lot of work in your own heart. But you need to start the work in your own heart of forgiving yourself and forgiving other people and seeing that we're all one. When you do that, you then have the ability to ascend beyond this dense, dark reality and go along the path of true manifestation of true joy. When I say I don't really think that manifestation is real, is because I think a lot of times we're in here and we're not really hitting upon the things that are our true desires. And I mean, I guess it's real in that sense. You get something, but when you're really, really, really aligned, when you're really truly aligned with love and with light and with happiness, then you're not creating something out of nothing. You're not saying, oh, well, I want perfect love, so I'm going to manifest it. Perfect love is something that if you want it, it's actually already in your future. So when I'm talking about not believing in the power of manifestation, I don't mean you can't get stuff. I mean that everything you get, you truly deserve. I think, and anything you can't get, you don't deserve, because it's just not for you. And I don't mean you don't deserve it in a bad way. I just mean there's actually something better. When we align to the highest possible reality for us. And it's kind of annoying because it feels like you're on this path where you can't necessarily make a choice. Your only choice is to be in this dense reality or to be in the spiritual path. That's your real free will. And after that, it's like a roller coaster. I mean, you get everything you could ever want because it's your perfect reality. When you align, the universe conspires in your favor to give you the perfect reality. Not to say that all the negative stuff isn't perfect in its own way, too. A lot of the density and negative energy, I mean, we're here to transmute, we're here to feel it, and we're here to learn from it and grow. And when you rise up into the higher way of being from being in that mire and that muck, you actually carry with you a lot of wisdom and ability to help heal other people. So let's go back to this thing that the aliens told me over Christmas time, which is that what you feel is real. When we're talking about this perfect ideal, this beautiful, inevitable future of everything you've ever wanted, everything you've ever desired, being in your future here, that is already happening for you in the reality where you are aligned. When you want something and you're aligned, it will come to you. If you have a shred of doubt or fear or insecurity, if you say, I want to be in a relationship because I can't stand to be alone, well, that's fear. You've got fear and pain and insecurity there. So that might not be a right path. There's a long journey of getting onto this road, of letting go of all your fear and pain and insecurity and judgment, and finding unconditional love. And finding unconditional love for the path, too, which is very difficult. You have to find trust in the divine nature of things and try to let go of our attempts to control reality. But as we move into 2020, you don't have to worry so much about all of these details. It's actually going to be much easier. You don't have to go, if you don't feel good about thinking about all this stuff conceptually, all you have to do is go into your body. All you have to do is go into your mind. And all you have to do is feel into it. So let's say that you want a relationship and let's say you want a relationship and you know that it's coming from a place of insecurity. What should you do? Feel into the feelings that you would get from a relationship. Imagine your perfect future. What would that feel like? A lot of times manifestation is this practicality-based reality where we just repeat words. I'm in a perfect relationship. I feel so, somebody like is calling me every day, whatever it is. And you just repeat these things. But if you're not feeling it, if you don't feel what you're saying, there's no power in it. There's some power, but it's not a lot. Especially as we enter into 2020, because the fundamental nature of reality is shifting to reward our feeling states at a much more rapid pace. Earth used to be a slow computer, it is speeding up. So if you are feeling insecure about something and you know that you want, what do you believe that relationship would give you? And you can do this with anything. You can do this with money. You can do this with anything that you want. What is the feeling that you wish you had? Focus on that. Try to cultivate that feeling, either by imagining that your future is real or just by meditating. However you can get that feeling state into your body, you will have rapid manifestation after that. It might not look like you expect, but if you can maintain a state, this is so important, please, please, please pay attention to this. If you can maintain a state of internal harmony, transmuting pain, figuring out, validating everything that you go through, but then also radiating on a frequency of harmony within your conscious mind, your life will follow very quickly, at the most in a matter of months. If you find yourself spiraling, longing, feeling like you don't have what you need, feeling unsupported, then tune into your dream life. Tune in like it's a TV station. Turn it on in your mind and say, where do I want to live? Where do I want to be? What do I wish I had? What is it that I feel like I don't have? Watch it like a movie in your mind. Every detail. Get wrapped up in the details of it, in the sounds and the smells. Your imagination is so powerful. If you can align your energy and you can align your feeling world to a state of harmony through imagining that which your true heart longs for, you will unlock your perfect reality. It's that easy. Any questions? You are always exactly where you need to be. Belief makes real. Align and let the universe handle it. Yes, truly. When your internal state is harmony, I did this a couple years ago, where I worked really, my life was very tumultuous, and I felt very helpless to fix it. So I aligned my state internally. 3 months later, my life had radically changed in ways that I wasn't prepared to change it myself, and set me on a path of higher divinity. Imagination is the conduit between blueprint reality and physical reality. Yes, everything you see has been imagined by someone. I mean, everything except for nature, which we can say has perhaps been imagined by God or some other creator, planner, divine entities, earth designers, who knows? Okay. You said something along the lines of you deserve what you get, so if you want something and you don't get it, it's because you didn't deserve it in this life. What about bad things that happen? Do we deserve bad things as well? Will says sometimes bad things are portals for growth. I think that what we're talking about here with regards to this dense earth reality and how we all got dragged into this dense reality of fear and pain, that's where a lot of bad things have happened. It's not your fault that the world is dark. It's not your fault that bad things happen to you. But it is your responsibility to do what you can to heal and to use those portals for growth. Earth is very dense. Earth is very dark. Bad things happen to us all. Horrible things, unimaginable things. No, people do not deserve these bad things that happen to them. But you do have the opportunity to raise your vibration. As soon as you get this information, as soon as you get this awareness within your consciousness, you have the ability to raise your vibration out of this dark, dense reality and into a higher way of being where less harm will come to you, where you will be more highly protected because your energy is higher. It takes a lot of work, and I don't mean this in a way of victim blaming, because it's very hard to get out of this dense reality, especially if a lot of bad things have happened to you. But that's the healing journey. That's transmutation. That's unconditional love. That's where we rise out of that. So it's very difficult, but it's possible. Aligning with the feeling of what you want is essential. Yes. A lot of times we make vision boards, we make lists of all the things we want to manifest. Well, why do you want those things? This is, pretty classic manifestation understanding, but get to the feeling of what that thing is going to do for you. You want a new car. What's the feeling of getting in your new car? What's the feeling of not having it leak oil all over everywhere you park? I have a lot of worry and anxiety. This has interfered with my ability to create my desired reality. What should I do? That can be a spiral, right? You're like, oh, I'm so anxious. Oh, I'm creating a bad reality. Oh, I'm so anxious. Oh, I'm creating a bad reality. That's what happened with me in my depression. I was like, I'm so depressed. Oh no, I'm just being a bad person because I'm depressed. Oh, I'm so depressed because I'm a bad person because I'm so depressed. And I just spiraled and spiraled and spiraled until I was like actually a bad person and actually very depressed. I think that the best advice I can give for that is just to understand, okay, I'm depressed or anxious or whatever for a very good reason. Things have been very difficult in life, and everything that Earth is insane. Of course you're anxious. That's a very normal reaction to the things that are happening. And I think it's okay to say, wow, I am really not comfortable with this world. And then be okay with that. I think a lot of times we try to avoid or evade our anxiety, and we try to say, oh, I should stop being anxious. Oh, I should just get with the program. Oh, I should just like fit back in with society or whatever. But it doesn't, you don't need to focus on that side of it. Just be like, yeah, it's okay that I'm anxious. The world sucks. And the thing that really helped me with anxiety, my anxiety took me longer to heal than my depression. It was very difficult to overcome. The thing that helped me is, I mean, you have to figure out in your brain what's the root of your anxiety and how do you unlock it. For me, I was like, you're going to figure it out. That mantra solved my anxiety eventually because I felt so helpless. The root of my anxiety was helplessness and was feeling trapped and feeling like I wasn't going to figure it out and feeling like whatever was happening was like going to keep happening. So I said, you're going to figure it out. And if I could believe that and I could understand that, then I could be like, okay, I'm going to figure it out. And then my anxiety would go away because I had that confidence and that understanding that I was going to figure it out, and then I would figure it out. And the more I practiced that cycle of finding the root of my anxiety, validating it, and rising out of it, then the easier it became. It's a lot of practice. It's rewiring your brain. Don't feel bad for feeling bad. It's okay. It's okay that it's not okay. That's what Almighty Op says. Plenty of success to go around. Scarcity is fake. Exactly, Trelane. Appreciate the sentiment that bad things help us grow, but no one deserves to be abused. It makes sense. What Unicole said, no one deserves it, but alignment with higher self should be the greater focus. Yeah. It's a tough space to navigate, because it's like, if you are hurt, then what responsibility do you have? And it's like, I don't think you have any, because you're born into a toxic system. You're born into dense reality. And until you become consciously aware of your power as a creator, of your power of rising above, there's nothing you actually can do. And even then, there's a lot of density, a lot of darkness that keeps us from growing, but it is possible. And the more we do it, and the more we come together and we have strong support systems like Unicult, the easier and stronger we can all be. Let's see here. Yeah, so abundance is abundant. The idea that competition can be healthy in some ways. We talked about this last time in Cam Church, at the end of Cam Church, but the idea that we can tap into abundance reality where there is infinite potential and infinite reward for each person. Oh yeah, the last thing I wanted to say to you guys is like the difference between victory and success, victory and reward. So if you are somebody who's really attached to reward and you want like a pat on the back, you want recognition, you want this externalized version of success, I want to urge you to focus more on victory. That means your personal spiritual victory. Your personal spiritual victory is maintaining a state of internal harmony, of finding that state of healing, of giving yourself radical, unconditional love. That is victory, and that's where true success lies. If you focus on reward and you say, well, I did this, I should get this, you're missing the point of higher reality. It means that you're stuck in a third dimensional reward-based system that isn't aligned with divinity. Because the divine is always working to reward you. And if you can't see those rewards, that's just because we've been trained not to be able to see them. So it's easier and better to focus on victory, your own victory. And that's what we should really want. And that's what we should really focus on trying to get. All right, let's do a little exit prayer for bringing in the new year. Spirit of Uni, we are calling you to this beautiful chat room to bless all the people here. We are calling you to bless this transition from third dimensional reality into fifth dimensional reality. We are calling you to inspire every person to find the truth of their own heart, to tap into unconditional love and radical acceptance for everyone in their lives and themselves. We are calling you to bless, 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 bless all the members of Unicult. Happy New Year. Uni bless.